is I'm going to take these off, these cushion covers off, and they're going to be dyed. Watch what happens. And I think I'm going to do the same with these, because these are looking a bit worse for wear. They'll come off. That was actually white and I dyed it grey. Now I'm going to dye it a darker colour. This is where the cat sleeps. She gets it very dirty, so I'm going to dye that as well. They were white as well and I dyed them grey, but they're going to be maroon to match the sofa. So I'm going to be dyeing these. This is the cover. That's got bleached by the sun. These have been covered by cushions. Those are the cushions I had on, and you can see how they're bleached by the sun, because that's the colour they should be, and that's the sun, the way the sun's done it. So these are going to be all dyed, and she's a bit unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Because all the sponges have been taken out of the chair and she's got nowhere to go, and she's not happy about parking herself next to her sister. Should I put your cushion down for you to sit on? Yes. Should we do that? Give you a cushion? Yes, right, okay. It's especially for Susan Perkins' husband, who said, forget about her talk and get his lordship to come to give a lesson on how to do barcodes, because he doesn't know, he's struggling to do them. So, would you like to explain what barcodes are?
Barcode is basically where you use that finger, your forefinger there, to bar across. So effectively you're moving the nut of the guitar up the neck like that to make chords. Okay, so
is that finger, that finger's, hold on, that finger's so right.
That's across there, and then you've got to train your other fingers to sit in the right place. Now, I remember barcodes. The worst thing in the world to learn when you first start playing are barcodes. It even beats when you first start playing and your fingers, you practice so often your fingers end up bleeding. Barcodes are even worse than that, because you've got to train your hand.
You'll train your finger to stay flat. So that's basically acting like a capo.
Yeah, exactly, like a capo. So the first thing you have to do, and you know this already, is that you've got a bar across. And then you've got to get your left. Then you've got your. Well, the easiest way to do to practice is to, first things first, why not learn to play your E chord without that forefinger? Because normally you play
like
an E chord like that. So now learn to play your E chord like that,
without using your finger.
And then you can then slide it up and put your
finger across.
Now, when you first do it, it'll be like, I can't get it over. But you just got to, the only thing you can do is keep practicing it until it goes. Now, it'll be like that most of the time when you start.
It'll sound out of tune, huh?
Yeah, but just persevere.
So really, the main thing is it's educating your fingers to do the chords with a different finger.
Yeah,
because normally you'd use your index finger to do some of the chords.
Yeah, so what I would suggest is, first things first, just practice playing your
chords,
your E chord and your A chord
using the other three fingers.
With those three fingers. Now, you don't need to bother yet with any other fingers or any other chords rather. Just the E chord, and the A chord's a useful one to have, because it just gives you a bit more variation, so you can play your C there instead of there.
Do that again.
That's your C there. As opposed to there, and it just gives you a bit more variation. Now, because I was born with quite a flexible.
Yes, you can make your
that was just an accident of birth. And
so you can make your
genetics.
fingers bend.
Yeah, so when I'm doing the A, I just have to do that.
Oh golly, you're double jointed then, is that what you call it? Double jointed?
I don't know, but certainly that's going a bit too far really for a starter. Then try playing your E chord with those 3 fingers there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've got that off, then you can start to try and slip that full finger in as a bar.
Right. You haven't got COVID, have you?
No, I've just got a tickly cough.
A tickly cough. So is that it?
That's it.
Right.
That's it for starters. I mean, it can get a bit complicated because logically you can also start doing the using the actual chord shapes up there, but more often than not, when you're starting, the bar chord is just useful for playing things like rock and roll. So you can go and do that kind of stuff, but don't worry about that yet. Just do that with your...
So why would you do a bar chord instead of what your normal chords are? I mean, when do you use bar chords?
Almost all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'll have to know.
It just because it changes. It just changes the pitch and the sound of the chords. So if you're playing an E there, you can also play it there, and it's in key.
It's slightly richer.
Yeah, so with this position here, you've got your E, F, G, A, B, and it's just useful for when you're playing pop music, rock music.
It looks like your index finger isn't flat against the bar, but it is, isn't it?
It is. This is how mine's evolved.
Because you've got chubby fingers.
Well, yeah, but different people. I mean, I've seen some people. I don't know how they do it, but they've kind of rolled their finger over even further back like that. I can't do that. I have to do it that way, and everybody finds their own way. There isn't a set way of doing it. Just other than achieving
a richer sound.
The steady sound. If you're not doing it properly.
Oh, I see. Right.
And it's got to be even and just behind the fret.
So your finger goes just behind the fret as well. Yeah, right.
Just behind the fret, and yeah. So that's the second part. The first part is just learn to play that E with us.
So learn to play the E, learn to play the chords with your 3 fingers, not using your index, and then after that practice with your index finger. Excellent, thank you. Day 2 of Vlogmas. I am wearing a free yoke pattern with this fabric that I got. It's a Micheline fabric, but they were selling it on eBay about a year ago, and I bought this, and I bought this colour, another colour, and I bought a blue. See if I can show you what the blue, oh no, I've put it away. I'm just busy tidying up. They've taken the laser away here, which is why I'm standing here. Somebody pointed out, did you have a green screen yesterday? I did. I had set up a green screen, which I managed to work beautifully, but when I was showing you the little labels, the labels were looking as if there was nothing there. So I thought, oh, take it off, just leave the green background. So I'm in my little workshop here, and let's start on the Vlogmas, and we'll start with Sherlock. Now, I did try to ask his lordship. I said, do you want to do a Sherlock? And I started reading it to him. I said, I'll read it to you to let you see what it's like. And he says, can't do it, can't do it. And I said, why not? He says, because I just make jokes up all the way through. So I doubt you'll see his lordship coming here to do his Sherlock. But anyway, this is I've had to jump to number 3 because number 2 is all about numbers, and if I read it out you'd be going, what you talking about? So this number 3, and I've got another book, a Sherlock book, which I can always pick one from later on. This is called The Ghost of Christmas. Holmes! Dr. Watson exclaimed as he hurried into the flat at 221B Baker Street. Holmes was holding his violin, standing with his face to the wall where he'd fastened the sheet music for "O Come All Ye Faithful" to the wallpaper with a heavy-duty nail. "Watson," Mr. Holmes said, "I was using my music stand for a chemical experiment, but unfortunately it's now worse for wear. Luckily I found a replacement." "Well done, Holmes. I've just come back from visiting Miss Peterson." "It was an emergency, and I confess I'm somewhat stumped. I'm afraid the old dear must be losing her marbles." "What a shame, Watson. Poor Miss Peterson. I will miss her sponge cakes terribly," said Sherlock. "Your sympathy's very touching, Holmes, but I agree. Poor Miss Peterson. She's to be pitied indeed." Here's trouble. I'm doing my Sherlock.
The Sherlock?
My Sherlock.
Hello. They're building some new houses up the road. You'll never guess who's building them.
Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
This is why he doesn't want to do it, because he'd crack up jokes like this all the time.
It'll just be a mess, really, because my head is just like, you know, hey, say, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Say, isn't it what's on?
Isn't it what's on?
The telly.
Go away. What have you come to tell me?
Where are we going?
Where we're going?
Yeah.
We're going to Tony Owl. I said, where do you want to go?
Oh, right, okay.
We've got no food in, so we're going out for tea. Right. Going out for a meal out. See you later. Your sympathy's very touching, Holmes, but I agree. Poor Miss Peterson. She's to be pitied indeed. She insists that she saw the ghost of Christmas last night. A luminous figure sitting at the end of her bed. It's all a bit Dickensian, if you ask me. Apparently, said spirit told her that her nephew was in dire straits, and she doesn't have much time left if she wants to help him out. It appears that her days are numbered. That reminded me of Dickens too. Her solicitor sent for me after Miss Peterson contacted him this morning. He was shocked to find her gravely ill. She was also physically sick while he was there. Intriguing, Watson. Very intriguing indeed, said Sherlock. Isn't it just? Miss Peterson mentioned that the luminous ghost gave her some communion bread and made her vow to help her poorest relatives, promising her a place in heaven in return. I examined her just now, Holmes. She was hardly conscious. She was sick several times, and each time there was a very unpleasant smell of rotten fish and garlic. She must have contracted a nasty bout of food poisoning and worried it might be the end of her. Watson, you must rush to her side and give her a dose of atropine immediately. Now then, what do you think's happened? Well, it's pretty obvious that probably the son, the nephew's done some trying to do her in, but it's a bit awful, isn't it? We'll find out at the end of this. We'll find out what's been happening and why he's got to give her some atropine. We shall soon find out. Now then, next, the first one is Kylie and the Machine. So Kylie and the Machine, labels by Kylie and the Machine, and we have to find number 2, which is, oh, do you know, I can never find them. Number 2, oh, there it is. Number 2 is this little round window. So we'll open the little round window if we can get it open. Run my nails round it. Right. Run my nails round it. And we've got another problem there because it's got to be cut. So where's my little knife gone? I've been moving everything round and I've got to find my little knife. There it is. Where's my little knife? So let's get this. Let's get here. Round there like that. Round there. And round there. It's quite strong, this paper. Anyway, shall we see what's in here? It's a black one. A black one. Oh, now then. The black ones, there's 3 again, 3 of them. And it's the little ones. And let's see, I'm going to have to cover my hand behind here. The little ones, and it says made, M-A-D-E. So there's little hand and it's handmade. Little handmaids, and they're black, and on the back it says Kylie and the Machine. Catum. So I've got 3 little catums, little handmade ones. So I'm going to have to make sure I don't lose all of these. So that was the Kylie and the Machine one. Now then, the next one is Beyond the Pink Door. So we've got to find Beyond the Pink Door's number 2. Number 2. Oh no, you're not getting this one today. You're getting that tomorrow. Beyond the Pink Door's not coming till tomorrow. The next one is this one. The next one, Beyond the Pink Door. No, it's not Beyond the Pink Door. It is Caboodle. And I need number 2. Oh, it's right. Now this is just coincidence. I did not set this up, but this is number 2. And it looks quite big, doesn't it? Let's put that back there. And that there. Right, oh, this is, do you know they've made lovely starry bag, haven't they? Isn't that nice? A little bag that's got a folded over thing. So let's open that up. And I'll let you see first. Do you want to see what's in first? Fabric, blue fabric. Blue fabric. Oh, look at this. Holly fabric. And not only is it holly, this is how much they give you. Not only is it holly fabric with little robins on, it is jersey fabric. It's a jersey fabric. So it would make a little t-shirt for a little child or something else. What else could I could probably get a top out of it. Maybe by adding a different colour to the sides. It might work with that teal that I got the other day if I have some spare. So that is number 2. And it says, on the edge, it says Caboodle. Can you see? It says Caboodle GOTS certified cotton. Caboodle, it says GOTS certified organic cotton. And I think that's all it says along there. Caboodle textiles. So I think they obviously print their own textiles. But that's beautiful. The blue is gorgeous. Look at the blue. It's like, it makes it look like a denim blue. Can you see the really very good pictures, the clarity of it? So that is about 1/2 metre by 150. So that's very nice. What can we do with that, ladies? What can we do with that? Now I've got, so that's day 2 of caboodle. I'll put it back in its packet just to keep it fresh. I like these little bags, they're rather nice. You can see why this actual one, the caboodle one, was expensive. It was £75, but to be honest, they've gone to a lot of, they've put a lot of hard work in making pouches and things, and there are quite a few cotton bags in there, so it looks like they've, you know, they've done, oh, they've even got a little tag there for hanging it on. So as I say, it's really, really nice, rather nice that. So that's day 2 of caboodle. And I'll put up a nice little one of the little tree that I've got, where I was finding number 2 and putting it on. A lot of you said you liked that tree. It's a lovely one, it's really nice. What I'll do is I'll try and put a link to these advent calendars. You'll not get caboodle, you'll not get Beyond the Pink Door. You might get, I'll put a link to this one if you want to see that one, and I'll put a link to the little tree if I can find the tree one for you. The last thing that Sherlock said to Holmes was, I'll read the last line, "Watson, you must rush to her side and give her a dose of atropine immediately." Right? So then Watson says, "Holmes, why ever would I do such a thing?" "Watson, I'll come with you. Hurry up. I'll explain as we walk. Come on." "You see, Watson, this is how it is. Mental derangement can happen in old age, of course, often accompanied by vivid dreams and hallucinations. But this isn't a simple manifestation of a woman's guilty conscience. It has more to do with her nephew's financial situation. He gains entry to her home and urges her to support her hapless relatives financially, himself above all. He closes his act with a semi-religious ritual and gives his aunt the communion bread to seal the vow with a heavenly bond. The whole thing is a slam, of course. I don't believe he intended to kill her, however. For one thing, she would require a certain amount of time to put the appropriate measures in place. The fact that she asked her lawyer to call suggests she was planning to donate a considerable amount of money to someone or change her will. Sadly, she took a turn for the worse, and her lawyer did exactly the right thing by calling the doctor. In this case, you, my dear friend. There is method behind the nightly visitor's ghostly glow. His costume was likely covered in phosphorus, which is fluorescent, as you will no doubt know. Unfortunately, he must have contaminated the communion bread he gave poor Miss Peterson without noticing. The pungent smell of garlic or rotten fish is typical for phosphorus compounds, which are formed in the body after phosphorus poisoning and are known to cause cardiac arrest. Hence the hurry, dear Watson. With a dose of atropine, we might yet prevent her heart from failing. There you go. He was trying to get her to give money to him, but he wasn't intending to kill her. He'd used the phosphorus to make him glow, and he accidentally poisoned her. But she was dying anyway. Here's Trouble. Can you hear Trouble? She's out there. She's out the door. So that's Sherlock Holmes number 2. And that's about it. I need to get this uploaded. I didn't get the other one uploaded till about 11 o'clock last night. Oh, and the other Sherlock Holmes one has now gone in the post, and it's winging its way to the first person who gave me her address was Sue Knuckles, and Sue Knuckles lives in. And now I actually when people tell me where they live, I like to do a little map thing and go and see where they live. And she lives in, where did she tell me she lived? She lives in Missouri, in Warrensburg, Missouri. So yes, she lives in, so I wanted to see where Warrensburg was in relation to America. So it was lovely to see. It's bang in the middle, it's to the east of Kansas City. So if you know where Kansas City is, the Windy City. Now someone said that they didn't know why I was showing them the glass on our conservatory. We had a storm the other week, and it was Storm Arwen, and in the middle of the night it ripped the top of our roof, what do you call them? The tiles that run along the top of our roof. It ripped 5 of them off. 2 of them are hanging precariously on the top of our roof, and he's trying to get up there, but they're too awkward to get to, and he didn't want to go on the roof because it's quite high. We are 2 floors high, and 2 shot over the top of the conservatory, so they came down the roof, and the wind must have been so strong it shot them over the top of the conservatory and embedded them into the grass, and it took 2 hands to pull them out. But one of them hit the top of the conservatory and smashed the glass, and that was at 2 in the morning. And I just heard this almighty noise, and so we went downstairs, and there was the white cat was sleeping, very happily sleeping away because she's deaf, and the black cat was parked up on a bookcase right at the far end of the conservatory, absolutely terrified, going meow, 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 meow. So, oh, hello, is it time to go? We're off, so see you later, bye.